Hey, what's up, Exit the Matrix family? Bob here. Hey guys, I hope you're having a great day. Thank you for joining me on this morning talk. Hey guys, I wanted to talk about the power of imagination. And this is something that is so overlooked. It's something that we attribute mostly to children. And the reason why we do that is because children have strong imaginations. And that's because they have more recently been back home, the home we really come from, the world we really come from. And it's still that they've got a piece of that with them. They're still a little more open psychically, supernaturally, a little more connected still. And then of course, as we get older and we get programmed in schools by our parents, by the religions that our parents force upon us when you're young, all of that imagination and that connection to the spirit realm, to the higher dimension, starts to sever and close. And we see this quite a bit. And it's interesting. I just seen a study the other day. They were saying that when they do like studies on somebody being a genius, whatever they do to measure that and such, when they do it on kids that are between 2 and 7 years old, they find that 90% of kids are basically born geniuses. And a lot of that is because their power of imagination. They can think abstractly and look at things from different angles and with a deeper sense of compassion. And like I said, that all gets programmed out of us. And we see the world controllers, they don't want people that are spiritually connected to the higher realm, sovereign entities in their power, knowing that they have dominion over the quantum field of this realm, knowing that we are immortal spirits and that we are co-creators with Source, and we have manifestation powers in this realm. So they don't want us knowing any of that. See, just rulers would want that, because sovereign entities that are vibrating on a high level spiritually and that are utilizing the power of imagination, which directly affects the quantum field, we could build truly a utopia on Earth. And it doesn't matter how many humans we have on the Earth, because we would be able to tap the unlimited resources the proper way without this corporate fascism in the middle. And though, for those of you that jump on my case saying, oh, you're a communist, you're an anti-capitalist. No, folks. For one, look, the United States is not a free market capitalistic country. If you think that still, you're about 150 years past your prime. That's been quite a while. The United States is a corporate fascist technocratic merger with some communism and some socialism. We are nowhere near free market, and we haven't been for quite a while. So I just wanted to make that clear, because a lot of people on the right live in this delusion that they think we're still function as a capitalistic country. We don't. We haven't for a long time. I mean, we have monopolies literally ruling us right now. What do you think Vanguard and BlackRock are? They're monopolies of the whole financial system. And they're arms of the banking, of the one world banking system, the central banks. They're all tied together, folks. So let's start waking up to the truth here. Let's knock off the stupid BS. okay? Trust me. Most people on the left and the right are asleep. It's funny because whenever somebody on the right wakes up to like one of these things, then all of a sudden they're like, they think they've exited the Matrix, you know? And it's like, but wait, you're going to church on Sunday, right? Oh, well, you're still in the Matrix. Congratulations. So anyways, and look, folks, I'm not saying, like, look, there is a prime creator, okay? It's just not found in any of these books that humans wrote. Or at least the true totality of the all, of the source of creation, is not explained in these books. What you have is deities that were created in these books, okay? I just want to make that clear too. For those of you that say I'm an atheist, I'm not an atheist. Because I don't believe in your book gods does not mean that I'm an atheist, okay? To me, God is so much bigger than you give him credit for, or give it credit for, I should say. So, anyways, folks, I'll reel it back in here. So, the power of imagination. We already know that they work real hard at programming this out of our children. And that's so that when we become adults, we have lost the power of imagination. And folks, this matters so much. You've got to understand, okay? Please go back and watch the video I did on hacking the Matrix, okay? I explain the real way to manifest in this realm. Not the half-assed way that the movie The Secret explained. See, they didn't put all of the ingredients you need to make the pie, so to speak. You know, in that video, they left out a lot of stuff, and that's because, you know, they're not going to give you the real keys, folks. But I do, because I want people awake. I want people empowered. But most of you have got layers and layers of indoctrination on you that are weighing you down. You know, like you got 3 coats on and you're jumping in a lake. You're gonna sink because you're so weighed down with all this indoctrination and propaganda. And a lot of that comes from your church. Comes from the schools that you went through. And for those of you that, I went to this college. I went to Harvard. I went to this and that. Folks, when people tell me that, I just laugh. I say, oh, great, you've gone through extra indoctrination and programming. Fantastic, great job, be proud. I mean, these people that go to college, that becomes like their freaking standard or something. That becomes like their title. Hi, I'm John Smith, and I went to Harvard. Motherfucker, I didn't ask you where you went. Well, I went to Harvard. Where did you go to college? I mean, these people are like, they're a joke, dude. I mean, human beings, we like to put titles and all this BS on us, you know? And we're just here playing a freaking game in a simulation, folks. Like, if you really want to simplify this as much as you possibly can, we're in a simulation and you're playing a part. You're playing a character. Your human avatar is not what you truly are, okay? Now, is it connected with you? You know, you're immersed in it, and it has a likeness of you. Many people, when they go back to the other realm, they like to take on the form of their human form, the likeness. Like almost like clothing, right? But this is not the real world, okay, folks? I mean, a lot of you like to think of heaven as this extra special place, and this is the real world. No, folks, this is the extra special place that you go to, that you choose to incarnate on this earth, this realm, in this realm, okay? That place you call heaven that you think you have to attain and work towards or follow the right God to get to, guess what, folks? Yeah, well, you just go back there regardless of what happens in the game, okay? Regardless of how good or how evil you were here on earth. It was in a game, in a controlled environment, in a simulation. That's what earth is. You really want to know the secrets of this place? That's what it is, folks. Now, I'm not saying it's good to do good or, evil and bad and all that. That's not what I'm saying. But look, there's no hell. Hell's a made-up concept. The only hell anybody ever experiences is the one they create. They manifest on the other side because of their religious indoctrination and their fear. So they got to go through a cleansing process before they go home. Okay? And whatever, dude. Attack me all you want. Go research some NDEs. I've listened to hundreds of them, folks. Atheists, Christians, Buddhists, Muslims, people, all kinds that have gone through the process of crossing over, experiencing the realm we come from, and then being sent back to earth, okay? So, you can take all your religious dogma BS and shove it, man. I mean, really. It don't matter the Bible says this. John 5:2 says this. Isaiah 7. I don't give a shit, folks. It is not the inspired word of God. It's the word of man. And it was backwards written, okay? Way, way later than people literally think the Bible is being written at the time of Noah and Moses and all that. It's all BS, man. All BS. But anyways, guys, look, imagination is powerful, and this is why. Imagination is what breeds all inventions. It breeds all art in every form. Music, art, writing, all of that. All thought forms. Everything stems from imagination, okay? And because we are conscious energy entities, we are directly interfaced in with the quantum field. That's the energetic realm, or the energetic makeup of this realm, okay? And we know this through quantum physics, quantum mechanics. We're just starting, modern science is just starting to figure all this out, folks. Well, guess what? Our ancestors were teaching us about the quantum field and how it works for thousands of years, passed down perhaps for tens of thousands of years through the mystery school teachings down to our time. You could call them the Hermetic laws of energy. If you go read the Hermetic laws, they all explain quantum physics and how we interface in with it and how it works. See, we've always had the rules of the game in our hands, folks. It's just your religion told you that those Hermetic laws were demonic. They were anti-God. Well, anti what God, folks? What God? Okay? So, all inventions, everything starts out as a thought form, as a vibration. Okay? And being interfaced in with the quantum field, when you create a thought form and you put belief into that and energy into that, the quantum field will obey your command. It'll start to work with you. And oftentimes it takes practice. See, everything in this realm, folks, there's a cost. And the cost, the currency, the real currency is time and energy, okay? See, the secret left out a lot of that. The secret taught people you can just sit there and imagine you're going to be rich, right? Just sit there and imagine checks showing up in your mailbox, and you got to believe that you already have that check in hand with your name on it, and you're cashing it already, and all this stuff. And hey, look, folks, I mean, the secret was important because it started waking people up to manifestation powers. However, what they didn't tell you in the secret is that you have to invest time and energy into a thought form, into into all that thinking you're doing and visualizing and all that. You have to invest into it. And then it'll start to grow and build, okay? That's what they didn't tell you. So you say, well, I want to be rich. And you just sit there and imagine checks going in your mail. You know how you get checks to go in your mailbox, folks, or at least money to deposit into your account? You do something. Okay, you work a regular job. Then do you just come home, sit on your ass and watch football and Oprah and shit? You know, I mean, come on, man. The propaganda news network? Maybe your free time, and I get it, folks, we all get burnt out, and you gotta balance out work and play sometimes, or you know, relaxing, or, you know, regeneration. You have to balance all that out. But even if just 2 hours of your day, folks, outside of work, you find something, you figure out what you love to do, a hobby or something. Maybe you're painting or writing, or who knows what it is. There's got to be something else you enjoy. Well, then what you do is you get good at that. You practice, you fine-tune those skills. And then you start producing work out of that. And then eventually you start figuring out how to market that. And then you leverage that, and you continue to grow and invest your time and energy into that, and then eventually that could become you're making more money than your regular job. Then you replace your regular job with that, and then you keep on building. See, humans, we like to be lazy. And look, folks, I like to be lazy sometimes. I kid you not. There are some days that I'm so burnt out from everything I do, between my social media stuff and my regular job and my kids' sports and everything else, that I could seriously veg out all day. I could watch movies and play video games all day, folks. I mean, I'm just saying, we all are there sometimes. But when I continue to invest my free time in my platforms, I continue to grow and build and get more monetized, okay? This was never anything I meant to do, but it became my passion on the side. And that's what I'm trying to get at here. For those of you that think you're in a lost situation, you're not doing anything extra. See, you got to work with the universe, folks, with the quantum field. You got to think, you got to imagine. You got to start that thought form out, then write it down, get it figured out, organize, hone your skills, invest your time and energy. And it doesn't matter what it is, but if you want to be wealthy, folks, that's what you got to do. I mean, you got to break out somehow, right? So you got to use that extra time to build on the side. So you have your regular job still paying your bills, and then the next thing is what you use to eventually try to free yourself from the rat race. See, they don't tell you all that in The Secret, you know, because they'd like people to believe in the woo-woo, you know, like, oh yeah, just I can imagine it all and it'll happen. No, people are lazy, and they know in the movie, if they sat there and told you, well, you actually got to work. And people, I'm lazy, so I don't want to work, and then they don't do anything. So, very important here. I hope I'm making this point, like, kind of hammered through. But, like, look, folks, imagination is the key. It's the base start to all of that, okay? You got to start somewhere, and that's where you start, with the thought form. And then from there on, you know, you can move, you can interact with this realm, with the quantum field, and do spectacular things if you set your mind to it and invest your time and energy. Now, the power of imagination has many uses. And see, this is another thing why they don't like us to be strong, have a strong imagination and stuff, because folks, we have a certain amount of magic in I'm not talking about your witch's magic and all that. I'm talking about real magic, because once you figure out that you have dominion over the quantum field and that it has to obey your commands and your actions, it just doesn't always do it in the way you think, though, folks, but it will work with you. It'll work against you. It depends on what your thoughts are and what you're doing, right? But I mean, you can heal yourself. You can heal others. You can do many things. All the things that Yeshua was trying to teach, casting out negative entities. You can do all of these things, folks, with your imagination. See, for those of you that don't know much about like Reiki or Tai Chi or energy healing like type things, a lot of you that don't know that stuff, you think it's woo-woo and that it's just, all make-believe. Well, no, folks, the reason why like stuff like Reiki and that works is because it's the belief in it, and it's the thought forms created, and it's the investing of energy that makes it work. See, a lot of Christians think Reiki's evil because you use like you chant words or say words, and you do symbols. And they think, well, look, they're doing witchcraft and stuff. Like, no. All that is, folks, is a shortcut. See, you can do energy healing raw, without any kind of, technique, just with your imagination. You can literally do shower meditations and ask the water to cleanse your body, to cleanse parasites, to cleanse your skin, to invigorate you, to energize you, to build a shield on you, because we are mostly water, and water is conscious energy. It's a form. It's an element. It's a living element, folks. But it's that imagination that can utilize the water element to build a shield around your auric field, to cleanse your auric field, your body and such. Well, Reiki, the symbols, the words, all they are is shortcuts, like on a computer, right? Say you have a file, it's a pain in the ass to find on your computer. Well, if you make a shortcut of it and put it on your desktop browser, now you can click it and right away it goes right to it. So that's what a Reiki symbol is. Certain symbols mean certain healing actions. And so when they do the symbol and the word that goes along with it, it activates it already. Your body, if you've learned the technique, your body already knows what those symbols are supposed to mean. And so your energy, your conscious energy will act with the quantum field and make that action happen. That's how Reiki works, folks. It's not demonic. It's not witchcraft. It's simply a way to hone in healing abilities that we all have and simplifying it with shortcuts. And a lot of these other practices, I'm not as well versed with Tai Chi and stuff, but a lot of that is still similar. It's just different ways to manipulate the quantum field, okay? So see, they don't want you to have an imagination. Think about that, what I just told you, what you can do. I mean, folks, when I was young, I did raw magic. I figured out how to do raw energy healing with just my imagination. It was kind of based off a book called The Celestian Prophecy that I read back then. And I did some of the practices it said, and it worked. I fixed a broken hand I had when I was in my early 20s. And so I learned really early in life the power of imagination and the power of energy healing, okay? So when the people come at me saying, oh, well, you were doing demonic stuff and all that, I just laugh, at people because, hey, man, you heal yourself and that's demonic? You got one hell of a religion you're part of, I'll tell you that. Wait, is your religion actually healing people? Maybe not. It could be. Look, folks, I don't poo-poo prayer healing, because prayer healing is the same thing. That's all it is, folks. See, God has given us all these abilities. It's all innate in us. We all can heal. We all can do these things, as Yeshua tried to teach us. And then they took his teachings and tried to put it back in the box of religion and controlled opposition and such. But they don't want you knowing this stuff. Because if people figured out they could heal themselves without all of these magical potions and everything that they want to sell you, it would be amazing. I mean, you can cleanse not just your body and heal your body, but you can, your auric field, your energy field, your chakra systems, all of that, you can cleanse, align, fix all of those things. And it all starts with imagination, folks. Visualization, thought forms, okay? I really need to go deeper into this, folks. I know at first I get off the rails a little bit, but then, I always kind of bring it right back. And for those of you that know me, I have a couple people on Facebook when I post my links. The ones that have never really listened to me, they, I get it, man. Look, I don't like my own voice. I don't like the way I'm not used to doing this, okay? I'm just a regular guy that has been studying for most of my life, and I realize that we're in a fight for this realm right now, okay, folks? And I had to get outside of my comfort zone, and I had to start learning how to talk in public, how to be in the public, and how to do videos and stuff. And this isn't natural to me, okay? I'm not the perfect speaker. I'm trying to get a little better at not using all the ums and all that kind of stuff. I still do it, I'm sure. But, you start honing the skill a little bit, right? But a lot of people say, well, I can't get past, the way he rails and this and that. Well, sorry, but those of you that have followed me for a long time, you know that I always tie it all up towards the end, right? That's the way my mind works. It kind of starts out big, and then I start to zero it in as we get closer, as I get closer to work and everything, and I don't know, that's just the way my mind works. I connect a lot of things, but I am trying to teach people stuff, okay? And I know some of you that have been following me for a while, and some of us, we become personal friends through the Zoom one-on-ones and all that. You guys are starting to get what I'm about, and I'm just a straight shooter, man. I'm not bullshitting anybody. I'm just trying to look, we are in a battle, folks. This is a real battle. Like, I think what happens on the earth with this simulation is that we have different reboots and scenarios that the earth goes through. And I think the earth has been through many, many generations of humans. I mean, I'm talking hundreds of thousands of years, possibly millions. And we've had civilizations rise and fall. Cataclysms come and go, right? Over and over. It's like resetting the game board, right? Okay, we just finished that game. Let's start a new one. And then we incarnate here multiple times on Earth. Oh yes, reincarnation's real, folks. Now, is it like the Hindu version of reincarnation? No. Not like that. However, we choose to reincarnate on Earth because this is where the action is. In the realm we come from, folks, it's a realm of pure manifestation. It's a pure energy realm. It's a higher vibration. It is what you would call heaven. You do not need or want for anything in that realm. And this is according to NDEs, near-death experiencers. But this is the realm where you come to experience polarity, light and dark, evil and good, love and hate. This is where we come to grow. This is where we come to experience and to partake, to play and to watch, right? We're in the movie, we're watching the movie, we're acting in the movie, and we're directing the movie. I mean, we're doing all parts of it. It's really an amazing construct when you think about it, folks. But what I'm trying to do is empower people. Like, look, what I'm teaching you is outside of the box. And that's because your whole life they've tried to keep you in that box. And so I sound crazy to a lot of people sometimes. Oh, trust me, a lot of people on the right, they're with me on all when I go off on the left and on their, climate, religious cult stuff and all that. I mean, yes, they're in a cult too. And I get cheered on. But man, the instant that I talk about religion, whoa, you're in the Matrix still. Don't you know the Bible's the only way out of the Matrix? Oh, man. Anyways, folks. So, I piss off people on both sides, okay? But hey, those of you that have been with me for a while, you guys understand where I'm coming at. And you guys understand why I go after the far left and the far right. And you guys understand why I always talk about balance, balancing the polarities, being more of a centrist with your thinking, balancing your right and your left brain, seeing things from all angles. I'm trying to teach humanity how to become better, how to awaken to our abilities. And you're going to get a lot of hate for that, because most people are programmed sheep, whether they're programmed by their university or by their church. It's the same thing. It's just a different type of indoctrination. And you could look at degrees of which one's a little better or worse for society. But let's be true. Universities can also raise up some of the greatest scientists and thinkers of our time, right? Some people thrive in a university, in a college, and they get the tools they need to go on and do some spectacular things on this planet. On this, I said planet, the flat earthers. Oh my God, I'm going to get attacked now. That's another one. My God. Globe Earth, flat Earth, simulation, you get attacked no matter what you say. I mean, geez, man, people are so polarized. It's crazy. It's so crazy. But same with church. Now, some people that are that come out of church systems and all that are very good people, man. Very good-hearted, strong empaths. Some of these people are just part of a church because they really do love people and they care about people and they want good things. They don't want evil ruling the world, okay? My problem with church and with organized religion as a whole, and this goes for Islam and all these other, types of religions, is that they're all made by man. And a lot of them started out as Anunnaki worship, as worship of the Elohim, of the shining ones, of the watchers, okay? Most of your first religions were based off worship of these humanoids, okay? And to this day, we're still worshiping them through religions, okay? Islam, Nanar Sin, the moon god. He was one of the Anunnaki. One of the sons of Enlil. That's who Muslims worship, okay? He's an Anunnaki. He's not God. He's not the creator of all. Now, are there aspects of their faith that is alluding to the creator of all? Yes, of course. Same with the Old and the New Testament. However, that Old Testament Yahweh God, yeah, that was Enlil, Nanar's father. You wonder why there's issues between Islam and Judaism? Well, there you go, folks. They're both Anunnaki, and they were rivals. Even though they were father and son, they were rivals with each other. As many of those ancient religions were rivals, because the Anunnaki used humans as their playthings, okay? But that's for another subject, folks. I'm sorry. I'm taking you guys down another road. But I have done videos on the Anunnaki. Lots of videos for any of you that want to go back, look at my videos. You'll find them, and that'll explain. So anyways, guys, the main point I want to make, and this may be a part 1, I may do a part 2 to this, is that never lose the power of imagination. Never stop thinking and building thought forms. Don't let them control your thoughts. If you watch the movie or read the book 1984, you'll get what I'm saying here. That is all. The tyrants always have to control your thinking and your speech. And folks, one thing I didn't touch on, speech goes hand in hand with thought forms. See, speech starts to bring the thought forms from your mind and put it into the atmosphere, into the into the quantum field verbally. When you speak, it's a vibration, right? It's a sound resonance that also directly affects the quantum field. So never lose that, folks. We are immensely powerful. Like, we're literally gods in human avatars. It's like in a game, right? When you're playing a role-playing game and you build your character, and you only have so much attributes. So maybe this guy's a swordsman, and he's good at defense, but he's bad at magic. And you know what I mean? If you ever played like Skyrim or some game like that, you'll know what I'm talking about. Well, we all come into this realm with certain abilities and certain things, but ultimately, folks, we are like immortal spirits that are just having a human experience, okay? And and all those abilities get tamped down in this little container, and then we're taught to lose those abilities, to that we don't have abilities, and they program us out of that. And that's because they try to manipulate us. They use our collective manifestation abilities against us by propagandizing us with media and such, okay? And with religion and with all these other things and education. So I'm just trying to get you to wake up. Wake up, Neo. And you're Neo. You're the hero. You're on the hero's journey. We all are, folks. If you ever get a chance, read Inanna's Descent into the Underworld. It's an ancient Sumerian story of Inanna. You'll know her as Ishtar in the Bible. And oh my God, I know. The Queen of Heaven, she's evil. I get it, folks. I get it. I know. But that's an allegory about something. It's an allegory of death. I believe it's an allegory of a spirit, of an immortal spirit coming down into the earth body. And you have to shed all these abilities that you had from that realm as you come in here. And, you go on this hero's journey. And you have to be... anyways, I'm going to do a breakdown of Inanna's Descent here. But I'm telling you, read it. There's different allegories and levels of allegory in that story. It's really amazing. Some think it's about, when you die and your spirit's resurrected, and there's some of that in there too. In fact, you'll find it interesting to note, the 3 days resurrection is in that story. Thousands of years older than Yeshua's story. But anyways, folks, I got to roll. I appreciate you guys. If you want to know how to help ETM, I'd say the biggest thing is my favorite thing, while I can still do it, is the one-on-one Zooms with you. I can trade my time and energy and my intellect with you, and we can build friendship and conversations one-on-one with each other. I have regulars now that we do Zooms all the time, and a lot of them are usually about 2 hours long, and it's fantastic because a lot of these people have nobody to talk to, and they have amazing... I'm getting taught so much by people that I do Zooms with, and it's crazy because they're like super smart people, man. They're like me. They're researching, and we all come at this from different angles, right? And they want to just tell me. They're more teaching me, which helps me because then I can spread that to other people, right? A lot of times I go into these always thinking, oh, they're going to want me to teach them and talk to them about... No, man, they just want me to sit there and listen while they are teaching me and telling me about their stuff, because they can't talk to their spouse or their, coworkers or their, whatever, their colleagues, because they're super deep in the matrix and they're going to think they're crazy. And so, it's interesting. I love it, man. And I know there's going to be a day where I'm going to be too busy to be able to do these, but while it's there, hey, some of you can connect with me now. And I do $25 for a half an hour time, and you can just multiply that up however long you want to do it. And it's amazing. You'll find. So anyways, reach out to me. The best way is usually through Messenger on Facebook, okay? Is the most direct way to get with me, and then I can send you the Zoom links and all that stuff that way. I've had a few people ask me, well, how to set these up, and that's the easiest way. And if you're not on Facebook, you can message me here on YouTube, and we can figure out how to make it work. So anyways, guys, I love you guys. I appreciate you, and I'll talk to you later.